And happening now, first at 4, thousands of San Antonians with disabilities rely on Via Trans buses. But now, some are questioning the future of those rides. The company operating these buses has been in business in San Antonio for 26 years. Until now, Via has voted to outsource operations to a Dallas company. Eyewitness News reporter Andrea Martinez tells us more.
You won't be seeing these big red buses on San Antonio streets much longer. The operating company, Star Shuttles, has been servicing the city's disabled passengers for 26 years. But on Wednesday, the Via board voted the company out and voted MV Transportation, a Dallas company, in. That means Via Trans driver Frank Ayala, who's been driving for the company for several years, might be out of a job.
Right now, everybody feels like they just got punched in the face.
For him, it's personal. You see, Ayala's father had both legs amputated.
I understand what they went through. So I don't only do it as a job, but I do it from the heart. And that's what I like about working here.
Frank worries about what the switch will mean for the thousands of San Antonians just like his father. CEO of Star Shuttle, John Walker.
It takes a month to train a paratransit driver properly. This new contract starts in less than 3 weeks.
Walker says they employ about 300 people under their contract with Via, and they transport about 47,000 passengers a month in San Antonio.
Trans is not broken. It's operating very, very well. We do a great job. None of this makes any sense.
The decision was made based on the ranking of 4 companies vying for the contract. Star Shuttle came in last place, but Walker disagrees with the ranking and even alleges there may be a possible conflict of interest.
Having a low score makes no sense. Something's not right here, and this needs to be investigated.
The first phase of the switch starts November 1st. In the meantime, Walker plans to file a protest. Andrea Martinez, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.
And Via just responded to us here at KENS 5, saying MV Transportation earned the contract because they had the highest combination of pricing and technical scores.